Mr Hockey, thanks for your time.
Good evening, Brian. Very nice to be with you on this excellent program of yours.
Are you still the Minister for Workplace Relations?
Yes, I am, Brian. Yes, you're fired.
So, Mr Hockey, you're aware of these findings about work chances, aren't you?
Work choices, it is.
Work choices, I'm sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yes, I am aware of the findings you mentioned, Brian. I am, after all, the Minister for Work Chances.
Work choices.
I'm aware of the findings, Brian.
Now,
yes.
the Director of the Government's Workplace Authority, Barbara Bennett.
Bennett.
She was in the government's ad campaign, right?
She was, advertising the fairness test, yeah.
Yeah, now there are a lot of people who said she shouldn't have been in those ads, of course.
Not a bad choice, Brian. She was running the fairness test. The advertisements are for the fairness test. She's an ideal choice to advertise the fairness test.
But who paid for the ads?
The government.
They were in favour of the Liberal Party policy.
Well, I don't want to worry you, Brian, but the Liberal Party is the government.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Right.
Essentially the same thing.
But you were aware of Barbara Bennett's...
I'm aware, Brian, that she recently announced that 25,000 cases of agreements had been found by her to be unfair.
To fail the test. Failed your own fairness test.
They failed the fairness test, which is good.
What? It's good, your own fairness test.
Yeah, the fairness test
failed.
Works.
So you've been caught out by your own system.
What do you mean caught out, Brian? The fairness test works.
Well, Mr Hockey, the agreements aren't fair. You've introduced them. 25,000 of them have been found to be unfair.
That's right. It's great. Fairness test works,
But they're not fair.
The system works, Brian. The fairness test is designed to determine whether things are fair. It finds an astonishing incidence of unfairness. 25,000 of these agreements are unfair. The system works.
But hang on.
Who put the fairness test there, Brian?
You did,
of course.
You did. Of course you did. But the system doesn't work. Your own fairness test has determined the system doesn't work. 25,000 people.
Brian, who put the fairness test there?
You did. You did. But look, if you
the system works.
Why were the unfair agreements written in the first place?
I think the employers in those 25,000 instances hadn't seen the ads.
Which ads?
The ones Barbara Bennett did for us.
For the government or the Liberal Party?
Same thing, Brian.
Well, were the agreements fair?
The agreements? No, not in those 25,000 cases. That's what she's determined.
So what are you saying? They're made fair by being found to be unfair?
No, Brian, that would be completely illogical.
Well,
what I'm saying is the system
which they've written, Mr Hockey.
Change the law?
Yeah.
Oh, be reasonable, Brian.
What?
What's Barbara Bennett going to do if we change the law? If we make the law fair, what's the possible point in having a fairness test? She runs the fairness test.
Lose a job.
Have some compassion, Brian. We're talking about people.
Mr Hockey, thanks for your time.
I'm a people person.